Hello everybody and welcome to my Let's Play of Uncharted 2, Part 1. There's not going to be a heck of a lot happening in this first part, mostly because like the beginning of most games, it's a tutorial and cutscenes and exposition and all that junk. So get ready for that! I'm going to try and do the entire game of this. I'm going to keep it basically like the entire thing of me playing, as little editing as possible. I do cut out some load screens, and there is some issues just with the way I record. So if you notice anything weird like that, that's all it is. Anyways, let's get started with Uncharted 2 Among Thieves Remastered. It's gonna be awesome! Oh, and the video is gonna be about 20 minutes long, give or take, depending on how things go. I'm gonna go ahead and start a new campaign. Not gonna do any speed runs just yet. And normal, because I'm kind of a wuss, but not a super wuss. So, you know, keeping it fairly basic. And a little bit loading, and... Oh, I'm going to try to be quiet for the cutscenes too, so keep that in mind.
What's going on? That's my blood. That's my blood. It's a lot of my blood. Oh, God.
For those of you wondering what kind of game this is going to be, this is the kind of game it's going to be. Nathan Drake just gets into all kinds of crazy stuff. Like this train that he's fallen off a cliff, and now he's crawling to the top. So I think I mentioned in a previous video, I do my audio recordings after I've done the gameplay, so I'm actually quite a bit farther in this game. But I will keep my spoilers to myself, so don't worry about that. Yeah, and sorry, I haven't put on the subtitles. I do that much later, like several hours into the game. So if, you know, you miss some dialogue, sorry about that. I will try and keep quiet if they actually say some stuff, because they do have some pretty darn funny lines. There's a scene in the pool, for those of you who know the game will enjoy later on, and I'll make sure to be quiet for that particular line, because it is hilarious. Anyways, now, like I said, a lot of tutorials there, teaching you how to jump and stuff, and, you know, I actually really like the Uncharted series, but, like, the climbing and jumping mechanics for some of its puzzles is not really the neatest, in my opinion. It could have been done a little better. Of course, there's also the possibility that I'm terrible. You might have noticed me, like, reaching up all there for a second. That's because I thought you were supposed to jump up to that little hole in the train. But no, you climb over this hole. It's also not worth noting, normally Nathan is a little bit smoother in his platforming, but he has, in fact, gotten seriously injured. I'm not going to spoil that, because you do find out what the hell happened and why he's on a train like this. Here is me failing on this swinging and jumping thing. Again, I want to blame the controls here. The direction it had you push to swing was not the one I was expecting. So that's why I was kind of like just standing there mindlessly for a second or two. And there I am thinking, gosh, he can just reach that, he doesn't have to jump. But no, he had to jump. You know, this scene reminds me a lot of Jurassic Park 2. In that movie, there's a scene where a T-Rex has pushed a trailer halfway off a cliff, and then they're having to climb through the trailer to get up. It's pretty much exactly like this, except with dinosaurs and less snow. More jumping. I honestly think dinosaurs probably could have made this more interesting, but it would have really ruined the story of it, trying to explain dinosaurs. there's probably a few people wondering, hey, gosh, how come this is Uncharted 2 and not Uncharted 1? Surely you play these things in order. I do play these things in order. In fact, I already played through Uncharted 1. So I don't really feel like playing that again just yet, so I may go back and do it. I may even do... wait for it. Sorry to interrupt, but... yeah. All you had to do there was jump, and I messed that up. And like I said earlier, I'm going to cut out as little as I can. Unless it's like super boring, or I do it like 10,000 times and I spend an hour trying on a section, I'm going to keep the cutting out to a minimum. Uncharted so far has not been that hard of a series, and I'm playing it on normal, so I don't imagine there's going to be any situation that's going to take me forever. I'm a decent video game player. I mean, not great, you saw me die on a pole. But you know what? That was the only death that I had in the first part of this game I played, so, you know, I'm not too terrible. Don't worry, I make it through this time. Like I was saying, the reason I may someday go back and play Uncharted 1, I do like to get all achievements and trophies since it's PlayStation and Xbox. But, like, I'm not really jumping up and down to play a game I've already finished story-wise just to get achievements right now. And I would rather be playing some new games, of which I have quite a few, including Uncharted 3. This is the Nathan Drake collection, for anyone who's noticed that, which I'll probably do before I go back and do Uncharted 1. And there's some other games I'd also like to play, probably before I do that. So it's going to be a while. If you really want Uncharted 1, you know, put it in the comments, like and subscribe, do everything you want, and I may very well go back and do Uncharted 1 too. And then things falling. This is where things get exciting! Yeah. It sucks to be Nathan Drake. Seriously injured, climbing up a cliff, blood everywhere. This dude is kind of a beast. I mean, like, half the stuff he does is ridiculous.
Buy me a drink, sailor.
Harry Flynn? Hey! What the hell are you doing here?
I'm looking for you, mate.
Uh-oh. Should I be flattered or worried?
Maybe a bit of both. Come here. I've got a job for us.
Really?
The client is willing to part with a huge sum of cash if we acquire a certain object for him.
All right, I'm listening.
Now, you're not gonna like this.
Oh, no. No, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, you just hear me out for
No,
a second.
Flynn, we both know two people who were killed trying to lift something out of this place.
And one who made it out.
Yeah, barely.
I can't do this without you, Drake. You're the only one who's cracked it, and you know better than anyone it's a two-person job.
No. 3, actually.
Right. And speak of the devil, here she comes now.
What?
Chloe Fraser.
Nate. Drake. Nathan. Drake.
Hello, Harry.
Chloe here's one of the best drivers in the business. She'll take good care of us.
I bet.
Right, look. I've got it all figured out. We go in through the sewer.
I'm loving it so far.
That puts us in the courtyard. From there, we scale up the wall, run across the rooftops, and just drop down into the exhibit hall. Bob's your uncle. And what is worth all this trouble, I hear you ask?
I didn't, but go ahead. But that's it. An oil lamp.
Yeah.
It's worthless. I don't get it.
Neither do we. That's why we tracked you down.
Well, it sounds like you're working for a nutcase. Some collector who's got too much time and money on his hands. And by the way, this is not worth any of it.
But there's more. How's your 13th century Latin, mate?
Where'd you get this?
Borrowed it from the files of the nutcase.
In Trebizond, we were set upon by thieves. Father, Maffeo, and I were robbed of our greatest treasures. This was written by Marco Polo.
Yes, that much we were able to work out.
Unfortunately, the rest of it's nonsense.
Hey, hold on. So that it should not fall into the wrong hands. I concealed my great sorrow in the unlikeliest place. The light of the great Khan shelters the fate of the 13.
See what I mean? It's just gibberish.
He's talking about the lost fleet.
Yeah.
I know, someone want to fill me in?
Marco Polo leaves China with 600 passengers and 14 ships loaded down with treasure from Kublai Khan. And he lands in Persia a year and a half later with only one ship left and only 18 passengers. Now, he recorded every detail of his journey, but he never told what happened to all those ships and the passengers.
So somewhere out there are 13 ships loaded with the Emperor's treasure waiting to be found.
Yeah, and that is what your client is after. Hey, look at this lamp. It's covered in Mongolian script. It must have been a gift from Kublai Khan.
The light of the great Khan shelters the fate of the 13.
Marco Polo hid something inside this lamp. Something that pinpoints the site of the lost fleet.
So, we're dicking this guy over, right?
Damn straight.
Absolutely. You in then?
What the hell? I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Oop, sorry about that. If you're wondering why I got cut off, this cutscene. Like I said, I'm gonna be quiet during those cutscenes. Seriously, why would you ever say what could possibly go wrong? That is just inviting disaster. Also, those of you with the sharp eyes might have noticed the little shiny spot on their screen there. I certainly did. That's indicating that there's some treasure. For those of you hoping that this is a video where you will find 100% of the treasures, I'm gonna say no. I know for a fact that in a later video I absolutely missed a treasure that I was totally staring at but didn't bother to go back for. So, if you're hoping to find all of them, too bad. You'll find some of them if you follow this video, just not all of them. Anyways, at this point, we're all wondering how we went from a tropical island drinking with a beautiful woman and British guy to, you know, a burning train that's falling apart. I know I certainly was at the time. We're still pretty tutorial here, though, just kind of like wandering around, but I still managed to get confused as to where to go. Like, there are a couple spots like here I did not think you could get through here initially. Hopefully there's not too much camera spinning, and I don't want to make any of you guys nauseous. Hey, look, a gun! Yeah, we're gonna need a gun real quick here. And a treasure! Okay, I'm pretty confident I've found all the treasures at this point that you can find, but they didn't exactly hide that one either, so what you gonna do? Anyways, like I said, I'm not editing this down. There's gonna be a fair bit of me being, like, completely lost. It's just kind of how I play. I'm not the best at video games. I'm pretty good. I don't get lost too much or die too often, just often enough. Hey, we have a gun and now there's a door.
Of course it's locked. It's always locked.
Well, I know how to solve this problem. Shooting it. And apparently swinging wildly and reloading. For those of you not familiar with video games, always reload whenever you can, because you don't want to have to reload when you can't. See, it even tells you to reload. But I'd beaten him to it. Wait for it. Oh my gosh. This guy with a gun! Bang! Oh my god. You really didn't have to aim very hard at him, but I'm pretty sure I got the headshot. I mean, the explosion probably did most of the work, though. And hey, you know what? It's a convenient explosion. Opened up the doorway for us. Can't complain about that. Hey, open the door. Boom. Seriously, he's like all messed up, but he still managed to crash through that door. Nathan Drake, like I said, he is a boss. He's climbing these boxes. I mean, he's doing it kind of slow, but seriously, like, survived a train crash, and he's still climbing around. There's me struggling to figure out how to get up onto the top of this train. And then, whoop, makes that leap perfectly fine. I gotta tell you, when I was a kid, I once jumped off this slide into, you know, nice soft sand in a playground. It was maybe 4 or 5 foot drop, and you know I was a kid, so kids will survive just about anything, and it hurt. It hurt my knees to land. I mean, you know, it wasn't debilitating or anything, but this guy's been injured. Well, he's injured. Ow. Yeah, I know this is cutscene. But you know what? That makes sense. Oop. Ow, ow, ow. And now we get into a proper cutscene. Okay, now? Okay, really soon.
Hello. Well, so much for foreplay.
You mind telling me what the hell is going on?
You mean with Flynn?
Yeah, you might have warned me.
And missed the look on your face? Anyway, you haven't exactly made yourself easy to find.
Talk about making yourself easy.
Oh, you're not jealous. Let's not forget who walked out on whom. After all, you don't get to be jealous.
Wait a minute, Chloe.
If it makes you feel any better, my relationship with Flynn is strictly professional.
Really?
Mostly professional.
Oh.
When I figured out he was actually on to something, I thought you'd want to be in on the action.
So what's the plan?
Just like we said, we pull the heist, we find the ships, and we make off with the treasure.
With Flynn?
Mm-hmm.
And then?
And then we split the take 3 ways, and you and I just disappear. Together, this time.
I see.
Until then, he can't know about us.
He's gonna be pissed.
He's gonna be fine. Trust me.
And we're back. I gotta tell you, if I was Nathan Drake and I had just gone through that, I would be pretty upset about the pain and suffering and all that stuff he's going through. But it's a pretty decent memory to remember. I mean, you know, pretty girl, room by themselves, talking about screwing over their friend. Well, I mean, kind of. They didn't say they were gonna not give him his share. It's just they didn't want to mention that they already knew each other and were in a relationship. Honestly, considering he's on a train that has exploded off the side of a cliff, you can kind of assume that somebody's going to screw somebody over, and it probably didn't go according to plan. Okay, it definitely didn't go according to plan. Exploding trains are a pretty solid indicator of the plan having gone awry. Oh man, that's a lot of burning train. Oh. Ow. Oh, and I believe we're actually coming up to another cutscene. But like I said at the beginning, it's the beginning of a game, so lots of exposition, lots of cutscene, lots of teaching you how to do stuff. Hey, look, a thing stuck on the ground. That's probably important. I wonder what it is. Oh my god.
You sure you're up for this? Feel a lot better if I had a gun. We won't need them. A little insurance, that's all.
Flynn, they're just museum guards. And we have their patrols all mapped out. Relax.
Relax. Relax. Have you ever been in a Turkish prison, mate? If we get caught, they will lock us up and throw away the sodding key. You do realize that, don't you?
Better than you do.
Well, you may fancy that kind of thing, but I don't. Can't afford to make any mistakes.
Yeah, and we won't.
We're here.
This way. So what do we do if they switch the patrols?
Figure it out as we go.
We cannot fumble our way through this.
I don't fumble, I improvise.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yeah, I'm, adaptable.
Adaptable.
You cocky bastard. There. What did I tell you? That passage there is going to take us right under the museum.
You called it all right.
You need to have a little more faith in me, chum.
Okay, this one here is me.
All right, remember, that tower is our only way into the exhibit. But we can't even get close with those floodlights on.
We've gone over this.
Just make sure you cut the power by the time we reach the second courtyard.
The lights will be out. I'll have the van waiting at the rendezvous point. Just make sure you get your asses out of there in time.
Fair enough.
All right, enough chat. Let's do this.
Chloe. See you on the other side.
Looking forward to it.
All right, we are basically getting to the end of this first part, and we're just going to be starting out breaking and entering. Sadly, most of this end part is going to be me acting like an idiot. Don't worry, I figured it out though. There's really only one other thing I want to shut up for, and that will be coming up right about now.
Don't you love the way the water makes your jeans all squidgy?
No, I don't. I don't like that at all. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be putting up the second part real soon. I hope you watch that video too. Thanks for watching. Bye.